Hello, this is Pablo Roll, and welcome to the Global SKIMO YouTube channel. You didn't expect me again so soon, huh? Well, stick around until the end of this video, because I have a few updates about the channel that I'm sure you'll like. With that said, let's get started. Today I'm bringing you my participation in the Austrian and German Championship in the sprint discipline. That's great. It's a ski mountaineering discipline which is very spectacular with a lot of spectators since the course is very short, only about 3 to 4 minutes. Well, it doesn't even reach 100 meters up and down. It's uphill and downhill with several transitions in between. It's really fun. And well, for those who are not familiar with it, with this video you will see what it is about, and for those who know it, you will see me competing against some of the best in the world. As in this sprint, there was some like Daniel Schub, who finally won the sprint. Well, he won the World Cup race in China in the sprint, and also in the sprint here in Bischofshofen at the beginning of the season. He made it to the final. So we are talking about one of the best sprinters in the world, and I had several rounds against him. So, well, sprints are a bit like track and field in that there are several rounds, and the best from each round move on to the next until the final. I'll tell you a bit about it while we show some images and stuff. The first thing is a qualifying round where we go individually and our time is recorded. Then, with all these times, the quarterfinals are arranged accordingly from those who... The best ones don't fall in the same round, or according to the times, they place them. And well, in this first qualifying round, some people hold back more, some people push themselves. I usually like to push myself a lot, since doing a sprint and then after the qualifying round, imagine you don't make it. The feeling you get if you haven't given your 100% in the qualifying round and don't advance is a really bad feeling. So I like to push myself, and if I get left out, well, it's because the others did better. And then also the thing about pushing yourself is that you get used to the sprint for the next round. Know if you can push all the time, if you have to save some energy. It's a bit like practice, although it wears you out a bit compared to those who haven't pushed. But well, since there is time between rounds, I recommend that you also push in the qualifying. And well, after this qualifier, I'll check the charts to see the time I made, what round I'll be in, and all that. I see I made the 9th best time, so this gives you some confidence to think about advancing to the next round. After the quarterfinals would come the semifinals. In the quarterfinals there are usually 5 rounds. I was in the 5th round and saw my name. Right next to it was the name Daniel Schub, so I had to face him from the quarterfinals. As I was saying, the round after the 4th is the semi-final. There are 2 semi-finals with 6 people each, so a total of 12 advance. And in the quarter-final round there are 5, as I said, so the top 2 from each round advance, making 10, and then the last 2 spots are filled by the 2 best third placed. So from the 5 third placed, the ones with the best qualifying times advance. So to get past the semi-finals, I had to make sure I came in either first or second, and I was up against Daniel Schub, so basically I had to fight for second place. And well, they gave us the go. Daniel Schub moved forward and the rest of us tried to follow him. after a sliding zone, we reached a zigzag, where I always try to go where people don't go. Because sometimes someone fails, or loses a skin, or slips. And if you're behind them, it's not easy to overtake them. So it creates a bottleneck. That's why I always try to go the other way, since the zigzags intersect. And try that, avoid clogging issues and anything. This way you can set your own pace and not get disturbed by others. And well, after these zigzags, it got a bit steeper and we reached the transition to put the skis on the backpack. I am quite confident in my transition because I have practiced a lot. So yeah, I got to the front during the transition, like I always recommend you do, made the quick change and moved to third with the fourth person almost alongside. Then I swiftly moved to second place. But anyway, right after the change, I found a light from behind shining directly on my shadow. So yeah, we had a pretty interesting hike. He pushed hard at the start, and I tried to keep up and maintain the pace. We were going at quite a high speed. The hike was pretty flat, which didn't exactly work in my favor. Well, yeah, that's it. He kept up the pace, but in the last part of the walk, he kind of slowed down a bit, and I tried to push harder to leave him behind. And well, there was also a steeper section where I managed to gain a few meters. I got to the transition to put on skis. I did it as fast as I could, and I left the last stretch too, before transitioning to skin removal. In this section, I had no strength left. I had completely exhausted myself in the climb, but those 8 seconds I took to transition were a small recovery to push myself again, squeezing out the last bit of energy I had left. Try to create a bit of a gap, because here, with the Austrians, you can't trust anyone on the downhills. If you get distracted, they'll leave you behind. It was time to remove the skins, and like in the last video I uploaded, I made quick changes, taking off both skins at the same time. So I headed down the slope since it was night. Some poles were a bit hard to see until they were closer, but it wasn't too difficult. And well, to finish the downhill, what there is a hairpin turn and a skater's entrance. I approached this hairpin turn with quite a bit of speed and looked back to see the lead I had on the third place person, and so I had a small margin, so I decided to slide it a bit and not to take risk, because you get there without leg and with a very high pulse, and it's very easy to have a silly fall. And nothing the skater, well, that's it basically. I pushed myself with the little I had left, and we made it in within a margin of 2 seconds. The third and I, so well, after this round, giving it my all, I managed to get through to the semifinals, and well, it was my first sprint as a pro, so just making it to the semifinals was already quite an achievement. And well, I checked the semi-final chart again to see who I was matched with, and indeed I got paired with Daniel Schuck again. And now it wasn't just Daniel Schuck, there was also a German World Cup athlete and an Austrian who had outperformed me a ton in the individual and vertical events. In short, very strong people and of very high level. And then there was me, the rookie of the first year. Here, it was pretty tough to make it to the final, but well, in a sprint you never know. And you have to keep fighting, because you never know what might happen. We got into the starting blocks, and when we got the signal, we took off super fast. But people were running like crazy. One guy made a dive, his skis flew off, and he did a spectacular flip. We kept moving forward, and at the entrance to the zigzags, someone else got stuck too. Like their ski got caught or the skin came off. I'm not quite sure what happened to them. I also caused a bit of a jam. The thing is that, almost without realizing it, I found myself in 4th place for a moment, and I couldn't believe it. And well, I kept pushing in the zigzags, but There was a moment when I said to myself, if I keep up this pace, I won't finish the sprint. So I slowed down a bit, and so I got to the transition, put it in the bag, tried to do it quickly again, and by then I was already caught up with the one who had the problem with the ski at the beginning of the zigzag. And when coming out of the change, we came out at the same time, he started pushing in a way that, wow, incredible. He started opening up, and I think that in the end he got into the final, and I was there in a position like that. I had the positions to make it to the final and to the very edge. But well, you always have to try to keep pushing, because in a sprint, you never know. You can mess up a turn, or many things can happen. So, even if it's difficult, you have to keep pushing yourself. By the time I got there, people were already heading out. I already saw the last stretch in the distance, but I tried to keep pushing myself. Even so, the time I got in this semi-finals round was 15 seconds slower than in the quarterfinals, since, well, it was normal. In the quarterfinal, in the end, I was neck and neck with another guy, giving him my all. And in this one, well, more or less, from the middle of the sprint, I was a bit more alone. And in the end, even if you try to keep pushing, you can't maintain the same speed. So, when taking off skins, I changed to sprint mode. By the way, I'll upload a video in case you want to learn how to do it. And well, the descent was secure with no one behind me and no one close ahead. And well, crossing the finish line, very proud of my performance. At first I thought I had finished 9th or 10th, because since I had finished 5th in my rounds and there were other rounds, they usually put you in 9th or 10th place. But I was surprised to see that the person who entered ahead of me got some sort of penalty. I'm not sure what mistake he made, but I ended up in 8th place. So I'm really happy with my first sprint as a senior. And yeah, especially since the 6 who made it to the finals. I think all 6 are from the World Cup, so it's not bad at all. Alright, so for those of you who made it this far, I'll talk about the updates for the channel that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. And I want it to be like this in the coming months. I'm going to commit, I'm going to try to upload 1 video a week, as you know. I don't have a specific day or time when I upload the videos, but rather I upload them a bit randomly. Random, but well, so you know, there will be several videos weekly, and if you want to find out when I upload them and not miss any, what you have to do is hit the bell next to the subscription button, so YouTube will notify you when I upload a video and you can be the first to see it. Thank you very much to everyone who is supporting the channel with your comments, with your likes, sharing the videos. You are giving me a lot of support, and well, this is a bit my way of giving back this support with more videos during this month. Let's see how this works, if we keep reaching more people, if more people keep subscribing, and most importantly, that we keep learning and enjoying this sport we love so much. As I said, leave a like for my Prince Charmings, because just watching the videos gets my pulse racing. And don't forget to hit the bell icon, very important, so you don't miss any videos. See you next week with more videos. Goodbye.